And as you can hear from that, it's a Sony Computer Entertainment game. Well, we're finally getting to this one. This is whilst my good old 3 playthrough is on hiatus for this now because I haven't recorded any more of the game yet. So instead we'll get the remake of the first game that I love for the PlayStation. It is a brilliant game. But from those voices you'll hear that it doesn't sound like UK voices or American voices. Quite no. And if you were clever enough to check at the start when the loading screen came up, you'll notice that it was Japanese. This is in fact the Japanese remake this is the Japanese version of the remake for of 8 Escape for the PSP. The controls are completely different and that kind of throws me off, and that's different because it's not there. Yep. The official Japanese title, as I have said before, is as they said, saru getchu, which means monkey get you. I'm not kidding, that's what it is.
君、それにひろき君も。たける。いかん、2人とも逃げるんだ。そうか、わかったぞ。あそこがああなってこうなると、つまりここがこうなる。するとあそこはああなるから、やったぞ夏美、タイムマシンの完成だ。それどころじゃないでしょ。
As you can see from the video, I have clearly translated this for you. Oh, I just used the British translation of it for cases.
さっきの事故で君は今タイムスリップしておる。もうすぐ恐竜のいた旧世代に到着するぞ。まずいことにさっきの猿たちもあちこちいろんな時代にタイムスリップしておるようなんじゃ。このまま猿たちを放っておけば地球の歴史はめちゃめちゃになってしまうじゃろう。そこでかけるくん、君に頼みがある。幸いにして君はわしの開発したガチャメカを2つ持っておるはずじゃ。それを使って逃げた猿たちをできるだけ多く捕まえてきてほしいんじゃ。猿はゲット網というガチャメカで捕まえることができる。そして毎日君に危険が迫った場合はメカ棒で反撃してくれ。きっと役に立つはずじゃ。大変な任務じゃが君ならできる。よろしく頼むぞ。
That's basically saying catch how many monkeys. It's basically the same thing as the PlayStation 1, it's just in the original Japanese. And now I can talk about the control, because there's no dual analog on this. You have to hit the button to do it, and with this, because obviously you need to hit the button to catch them. It means that every time you want to switch, it's not like the original where you just press the, you know, when you just press the button and it switched to it automatically. You know, now you have, for stuff that did have to use like the analog, like for instance the Skyfly, which I'm thankful they retained how good the Skyfly felt to use when with the original. I mean, as you can see, I think this is after about 2 or 3 practice runs of this before actually getting to the real one. Yep. Level 1 complete. I do not actually know what he's saying there, but then again, it's nothing that really needs to be translated. Anyway, the time station, as you all know, this is the hub world. And the only reason I'm doing this is because I can't record the British PS2 version, which has the better dub than the American version. Jesus Christ, that version is awful.
水の中を潜って網を発射する水メカじゃ。転送するからトレーニングスペースで試してみてくれ。トレーニングをクリアせんと次のステージには進めんぞ。それでは頑張ってくれ。
And here's the good old Watnet, the original game that started all the gadgets that you're basically using every single version. You know, be it saru, getchu 1, 2, 3. They all look the same, and that's good for me. Anyway, basically it's the only good thing that came out of the American version is they actually translated what they say in the. This is me not. This is me trying to This is the bad thing, because the jump button, because you don't use the R button, the jump button is the X button, which, you know, after getting used to the first one, the second one, the third one having it as R1. You know, obviously the PSP doesn't have the R1, R2, it just has R and L. And because you can't use gadgets in water, then we can use as many buttons as they want. As you can see, this is probably going to be the whole. This is going to be my whole This is my whole experience with this. It's getting used to the new controls. Because really, I wanted to do the original Japanese dub of one of these games. You know, my head's quite clearly over the water. No, but I've always wanted to do one of these games in its original Japanese form, or to a lesser extent the UK dub, because in every single version they've been much better than the American dub, because the American dubs have butchered it. I mean, compare the British version to the American version, the original one. When Natsumi mentions Kakeru's name in the UK version, it's obviously Spike, because they used the American names just for that one game, and then switched to Japanese names and named them 2 and onwards. But in the American version, she says Spike the Time Station, which, you know, obviously the they've obviously tried to edit that in, you know, to make some sense. You know, even though it's a plot that isn't supposed to make sense. It's a white monkey, but it's somehow a super genius that's gone back in time with an army of apes trying to rewrite history so that apes rule the world. You know, it's one of these. It's like Satan's plans in the Puyo games. Yeah, they're not supposed to make any sense. You know, a Dragon Ball Z, you know, Frieza and all this, you know, and Raditz, Vegeta and that, you know. So obviously their plans are a bit out there, but still. If I remember correctly, in the yeah, you can almost make it up there. You can actually make it up there. Yeah, you can. It's like I swear you need the Skyflyer or something for that. Anyway, it works on the Ape Escape 1 physics, where no matter what happens when the monkey, you know, instead of taking all these fancy swings at the monkey, you know, it just puts it right down, and if the monkey touches that net, it's gone. Screw you. Never saw me coming. There we go. What about those other monkeys? Oh well, we'll have to catch them later. Anyway, off to that side is basically how you find the mechanics. On the right side and the left side, that's mini games, which they didn't bring one back that was in the one that was based off of kind of Gallagher and that. They didn't bring that one back for this remake for some reason. Anyway, you'll notice that some of the music has been redone, you know, and some of it hasn't. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be running or not, but then again, the only way I can really record this is via Emulator, so obviously it's not going to be 100% like the original, but I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be running. You know, it's making the sound that it should be, but ah well. Yeah, it's not like I can help it if the only way I can fully show off this game and its awesomeness is via a horrible dub, or just using a PSP remake and putting the Japanese, which is the superior version of it, you know. Even though I will have to translate this myself. Yep. I'll admit I got a bit you know, with because now they're taking out the X button as as for the gadgets. Then it kind of, you know, I couldn't get used to it as you know, it's not like when you play the original, you get used to the controls easily, you know. Yeah, you've got the four face buttons. That's what you use for your gadgets and all this, you know. It did put me off a bit because well, I've only got 3 buttons now, and you know, when I could have the monkey radar, the stun club, the time net, and the skyflyer all in one. Now I can only have the stun club monkey net, time net / monkey net, and the skyflyer, and not have the monkey radar, or for later the magic punch. And then again, that's kind of spoiling something that is at the end. But then again, everybody who's watching this has probably played Ape Escape in one way or another. You know, be it 1 or 2, or because those are the ones that had magic punch in it. So the people who have played those games will know what they mean. And people who've only played 3 will not, because, well, that's a secret for later. But again, even if you play one of the games, you will find out about the other sequels, you know. I mean, if you only played 3, you'd be, oh, by the way, cut. You know, you would think, wait a minute, if this is the third game, what about the first one and the second one? Luckily that, Pterodactyl doesn't actually, hurt you, which is good. Come on. It wasn't as annoying because, in the original, obviously he didn't swing every time you hit the button. Anyway, I will go into this later, but not right now, obviously. But there is different types of monkeys that you can encounter, and I shall go through those next time. I love the monkeys dance. That was introduced in was either two or three they introduced the little monkey dance that they do. Cause I swear they didn't do that one in this version. Well, in the original anyway. But anyway, that is the end of part 1. I shall see you next time.